Are you spending countless hours on repetitive sales tasks? Do you find yourself bogged down by administrative work instead of focusing on building strong relationships with your prospects? Automating certain aspects of your sales process through automated emails, tasks, and reminders can not only bolster your sales processes, but also your Rev Ops. So let's get into it. Hey there, my name is Bree, and today I'm going to be walking you through some of the key strategies and tools we use here at Neighbourhood to create top-notch sales processes, using automation as your sidekick. So you may have heard earlier I use the term Rev Ops, but what does it actually mean? Rev Ops is the alignment of sales, marketing, and customer success operations. Companies that invest in Rev Ops report a 10 to 20% increase in sales productivity, which is why it's so important when you're looking at your sales process to look at it from the entire customer journey, from the marketing, sales, and customer success perspectives. I bring this up because automating your sales process is an integral part to bolstering your overall Rev Ops strategy. If you can get it right, you will save time while still staying personal and ensuring the entire process is humanized and catered directly for your audience. As a Diamond HubSpot partner, we usually recommend HubSpot to do your sales automation. They have super easy to use out-of-the-box automation tools. This isn't just for automating things like emails, but also your sales process as a whole. We're talking things like conditional properties, required properties, sequences, and even automating your deal movements within the pipeline. You can also automate things like tasks and notifications, even integrated into Slack, so you never miss a beat. Now, let's have a quick look at the approach in how you're going to implement automation into your sales process. The first thing you need to do is actually understand your process. You'll want to use things like reporting to pinpoint areas that are right for automation. You'll want to look at data such as how long your deals are actually staying in the pipeline or the reasons your deals aren't closing. The most important part of this approach is doing your research first. You'll want to talk to not just your sales team, but also your marketing team, your customer success team, and your customers themselves to get a full picture of where automation is going to make sense for your business. Now let's have a look at some of HubSpot's automation tools and how you can use them effectively. The first thing we want to look at is workflows, which is basically the backbone of automation in HubSpot. Yes, you can send emails and you can automate tasks, but you can also move your deals depending on where they are in your pipeline. For example, if a customer has completed a task, you can tell HubSpot to move that deal to the next pipeline so you're ready to go in the next stage. I would definitely recommend checking out our how-to on tasks automation as well. Setting up tasks for your team helps ensure that your team is always following the process that you have set. Super underrated automation tool in HubSpot is Sequences. Now, Sequences is available for anyone using HubSpot Pro or Enterprise in the Sales Hub. Sequences are very similar to workflows, however, they're all focused around your interaction with your customers and your prospects. Basically, what Sequences do is set up a flow of emails, tasks, and calls to make sure you're always following up and ready to talk to your customer. The best thing about it is, in comparison to your workflows, it will use one-to-one sales emails. So you definitely get that humanized type of vibe when talking to your customers. Another really cool thing about Sequences is that it does email threading, which means if you respond to your email, it will show up as a thread in your email tool. The next automation tool I want to talk about is required properties. Now, this is something that's done in the back end of your settings in HubSpot. When you set up required properties, it basically means that when you move a deal to the next stage, HubSpot will ask your sales team to fill in some data before they move on. This tool is super awesome if you found that your data has been lackluster in previous times, or your team needs a little help or a reminder of what data they need to collect at each stage. The final automation tool that I want to talk about is quite new to HubSpot, but I can't wait to see what it grows into. Conditional pipeline rules are basically a set of rules in your pipeline settings that allow you to set up a couple of automation pieces that will help your team succeed. These are things like ensuring that your deals don't move backwards in the pipeline, as well as ensuring that no sales member skips a stage when they're working through the pipeline. If you want to learn a little bit more about this, Geordie and I recently did a hug all about optimizing your sales pipeline. At the end of the day, when it comes to automating your sales process and your sales pipeline, I think it's important to remember the human aspect of it. At the end of the day, your sales team is there to talk to people, and they can't do that if you automate the entire process. So when you're going through this process, pinpoint the areas that definitely could use automation, but also pinpoint the areas that should not use automation at all. These are those really important points in time that need human connection to close that deal. Finally, this is not a one and done type of solution when it comes to automation. You will want to continue to optimize and iterate. We usually recommend placing your entire process in something like a Miro board or on a whiteboard so that you can come back to it over and over again and continue to tweak and optimize as you go. And that's it. You now know just a little more about implementing automation into your sales process. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to like and subscribe so you can keep up to date with HubSpot updates and more educational videos like this one. Until next time, guys, see you later.